Hey guys, it's Alan with Highlands Auto Detailing, and today I have a ceramic coated car in for a maintenance wash, and I'm going to show you my process, the safest, one of the safest methods I think that you can perform on a vehicle like this. So it is a well cared for vehicle, so the way we're going to treat this is a bit different than you would your daily driver, something that is driven hard. We have the soft top that we got to care for properly. So I'm going to show you that. And as you can see, this vehicle, it's only really got light dust on it. Nothing crazy. It's not like hammered with dirt. It's not like it was sitting outside. It is not in perfect condition. I did not ceramic coat this car. However, you can see that there is some, I don't know if you can pick it up, but there is some isolated deep scratches. There's swirling happening. The paint is not 100% perfect. But I want you to see that all vehicles are basically the same. It's still clear coated, just like all other vehicles. So a lot of people might get wigged out and freak out about washing these cars as if they're going to be different. They get scared. Well, they're all the same. As you can see, we got some bug guts here. It's not driven that much, and it's parked in a garage. So I'm not going to be bringing out the big guns. I'm going to be keeping things simple, safe, not anything too aggressive. So I'm going to show you my process. All I'm going to be using is a rinseless wash in this pressurized Home Depot sprayer. It's a bleach sprayer. That's one I recommend. Don't get the cheap one, although that one's relatively cheap too. I pick a rinseless wash and I put it in that. I will pre-treat with that with a bucket of rinseless wash as well. I'm going to use edgeless 500 towels, dunked. Okay, you'll see me do that. I'll also do the wheels. I'll show you my process. I already did them in the beginning. You missed that, so I'm gonna, once you get to the end of the video, you'll see me doing that. Have a bug scrubber just in case. I don't know how long those bugs have been sitting on there for, but you might as well just dunk that in there as well and have that ready to go. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Sorry, not going to be a perfect video as always because this is real-time detailing. But I'm going to start on the front of this hood and I will show you how I address it. I will not be doing any super chemical decontaminations or anything like that. Just using the rinseless wash to pre-treat. Sorry, that's my neighbor. He's over there working like crazy. He works with wooden projects. Anyways, okay, I think you're set up here good. So, I got my pump sprayer pumped up. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pre-treat the vehicle. I'm only going to show you a portion of it. I'll show you right here on this side how I'm going to treat that. After I'm done pre-treating, I'm going to pressure wash it. The reason I'm pre-treating the panel is to help break up the loose debris, break up the dirt, encapsulate it, because this has encapsulation properties in it. And it's going to help lift away that dirt with the pressure washer without scratching. If you use the pressure washer beforehand, you have a risk of that high pressure taking that dirt and debris and scratching the surface. It is a ceramic coated car, so I'm not that concerned with it, but I'm going to show you the safest way possible, okay? I do have mineral-free water in this with the rinseless wash as well. I use a filter system the CR Spotless. I'll show you that really quick. Sorry, I'm a little all over the place. That's a water spot filter system I got there. Worth every penny. It does suck because every time you buy that, it's about $150. And depending on how heavy you are on the water, it could need replaced often. I want to say, if I didn't say it already, it's about $150. Anyways, I'm going to show you how I do this. What I'm hoping is that this car has been kept up with enough that all the bug guts and stuff are going to just come right off with the ceramic coating. I'm basically testing out to see how well the ceramic coating's even working, if it's there at all. It seems to be beating. Seems to be doing pretty good so far. The most important parts, I wouldn't worry so much about the top surfaces as far as dirt and debris without pre-washing, but especially down here on the rocker panels, you're going to have more road film and junk down here, so it's really important to pressure wash that really quick. So I will be using, I just use a Ryobi pressure washer. I don't spend a bunch of money on that, at least not yet. I don't see why I would. However, it's safe, works just fine, just like any expensive one would. It's gonna clean the car. I'm a little curious if this is gonna clean out the bug guts by itself. So let's see if we can see them still. So there's one right there. Let's see if this is gonna work. And it seems fairly hydrophobic still as well, as you can see. I wouldn't say the strongest ever, but it did take care of that bug gut, so that's nice to see. We got a bunch more right here. Okay. Very hydrophobic. It's not quite as much here on the front end, but up here, it's very good. So again, all we're doing is preparing the surface for agitation. And then once I'm done with rinsing this off, I will pre-treat again before I agitate. You don't have to, but you can, because that bucket, remember, it's got the rinseless in it too. So, but I'm showing you the most safest way you possibly could wash this car. Important thing to note, you do not want to get this pressure washer close to the soft top. It can actually damage the fibers, and we don't want that. So I'm just basically going to get everywhere as much as possible with this, except for close to the top, okay? We did take care of the bug guts on the mirrors as well. again, with the CR spotless water system, you can see I got about half of the car in the sun over there, and I'm not stressing about it. And that's what's really nice about this system. I don't have to chase potential water spots. But always make sure that you test the water first. You always make sure that the ppm is at 0 before you start the wash, because you don't want to run into potential problems. You don't want to think that it's actually working to filter out the minerals and come to find out you got a bunch of spots on the car. That would suck, especially a black car. Okay, so got your microfiber towel covered in rinseless. Oh, first, let me spray this down again. Okay, so we're pre-treated again. I got my edgeless 500 microfiber towel. Now I'm going to use this towel basically one side per section. Okay, so like the hood, I'm going to use one side. Obviously I'm going to be checking for debris on it, make sure there's not anything that I'm carrying around too much that would damage the surface. So anyways, you got 8 sides basically. You keep flipping your towel until you use the whole towel up. And it's super buttery soft paint. So that's definitely a big sign that it is ceramic coated. And you work your way top to bottom, because the most clean surfaces are going to be the top and the dirtiest are on the bottom. And so you never want to touch the you don't want to go down, clean up here and take the same side and work your way back up to the top. You always start top to bottom. Also, with the rinseless wash, you'll see that I'm only using one bucket here. The reason that is I don't redunk my towels. So there's always clean, fresh towels in this bucket, and I just toss these to the side onto my cart when I'm done. I don't put them on the ground. I just put them on my cart that's clean to be washed. Up for a close-up of what this looks like. You really only have to, with this rinseless wash, you only have to go over it one time. You could do like a 50-50 pass just to make sure, but it's all based upon the vehicle. This one is so clean, so well maintained, that you don't really have to go at this car very heavily. So that's one really nice thing about having a ceramic coated car. Saves you on a ton of maintenance, makes it easy and satisfying to clean. Bug guts and everything just come right off. I don't see anything on here, even after there's a little bit down here really low, but that might be a rock chip too. Here's one, and I might take out the bug scrubber for that. But we're not really wanting to scrub here. We're just cleaning first. And then that way, when we come at it with the scrub brush, we're not grinding particles into the paint. So let's see how this thing comes out. See? Came out pretty easy. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, this front end, I believe, is actually PPF'd. Some of it, you can see it here. And that's kind of what you're going to notice when you're cleaning your customers' cars, you're going to notice certain things about it. You'll learn about it and what it's got, what it doesn't have, where the past detailer potentially missed a coating spot on the panels. And now we'll go into drying the vehicle. Because this is going to be the same as the side, I'm not going to show you this. I'm going to keep it short and simple, show you how I dry this. So you can use your drying towel if you'd like, but personally on a black car, a nice car like this, I reserve brand new towels for the purpose of this vehicle. So Rag Company Edgeless 300 towel, it's brand new out of the bag. Super soft, very absorbent. There's not a whole lot of water on the panel because it's coated. So, and it's beaded up. I'm gonna just pre-treat my towel. Always do that. Always pre-treat the towel. That way you have lubrication. It's gonna be your drying aid. I just take the towel, and it shouldn't be really dirty around the car anymore, so it's really simple. Wipes away effortlessly. Feels like it was nearly freshly coated. Look at that. Beautiful. No big deal. Okay, that's what we want. And once you dry off the vehicle, you'll be able to see if we missed any. Say hi, Savannah. Sister-in-law. Anyways, so it's cleaned up really nice. You can find bug guts after this process and potentially just spot treat those. You will notice I did not need to take out a heavy bug gut cleaner. Yeah, you should have. Hello. Anyways, most of the bug guts are gone, and I didn't break out Dark Fury bug gut remover. Didn't have to do all that. And you don't want to have to do that if you don't have to. There's no point in bringing out the big guns, all the heavy chemicals, if you don't have to. You're kind of wasting product. You're degrading the coating, the life of the coating, by introducing heavy chemicals when they're not necessary. So we want this car to continue to perform well. So as long as we know that the bug guts are going to come off, all the road film and bug guts will come off with just a rinseless wash, I'm going to keep it to that. Flip sides if you need to. Check for streaking. In which there is no streaking, but just want to show you, make sure you see that it's not streaking. It's just beautiful black paint, exactly what we want to see. And so I'm gonna get to the rest of this car. All right, guys, now I'm going to show you how to care for the soft top. I'm not worried about taking out a brand new towel, but I have a very clean, very well managed edgeless 300 towel. I'm going to show you what we do here. Same thing. All we're going to do is dunk this in here. We're going to clean this soft top like you would gently on the interior surface of the vehicle. Nothing crazy, okay? There's not a bunch of debris up here. It's not bad or anything. And all we're going to do is take this damp and rinseless towel. We're going to gently scrub it, agitating. Nothing crazy here. It's not in bad condition, so we don't treat it like it's in bad condition. We're not going to take out a bunch of chemicals and scrub brushes, anything like that, okay? Obviously, you assess it every time you see the vehicle and every time you wash it. And you might notice that it needs a little bit more love, more attention. And so you might want to grab a gentle scrub brush the next time and maybe upgrade your cleaner. However, this one doesn't need any of that. So we're going to treat it gently. This is that same drying towel I was using. We're just drying it off, collecting the remainder of all the dirt. And now you have a clean surface. There's a dirty side and clean side, just like that. And that's how you safely clean your soft top. Remember, I already pressure washed this spot, so it's safe to agitate. But it's this simple. All you do is wash, agitate, and follow up with the drying towel. You want to make sure, especially because you'll see I'm in the sun here, you don't want there to be a bunch of streaks. So if you don't get to drying it fast enough, it could potentially lead to streaks. Not a big deal, because they do come out. You just hit it again with your rinseless wash. So buttery soft and smooth. I'm just loving it. Nothing more satisfying than a well cared for customer vehicle that's ceramic coated. See how you can still potentially pick up dirt and debris with your drying towel, so you always want to make sure you're using fresh side still. That was picked up from very underneath, but just keep in mind you don't want to take that towel back to the top end so you don't potentially scratch the car. Make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to show you how I clean this wheel. It was actually really nasty, and how you can get a really good high shine out of your tires and what you might be missing. Now here's another thing I want you to pay attention to. You can see how we have this opening to the engine here. So you do want to be smart about this, right? Another big reason why we want to use a CR spotless system is if I came in here and I pre-treated it and I sprayed this down with any regular old water from the tap, it's going to be pretty difficult to get, unless you pop this engine open and you really thoroughly dry it out. If you neglect to do this properly, you're going to have a bunch of water spotting inside of your engine area compartment, and that's going to look really distasteful for your customer, or if you're the owner of your vehicle and you're just doing a simple wash like this, that can be a problem, and it's going to look really nasty and dull in there. And so always make sure you're using mineral free water, because when I spray this out, I don't have to worry about it in there. It's going to dry and there's going to be no spots. It'll be not a concern for me. Nonetheless, the back of this car has all the top surfaces have a good amount of dirt on it, so I'm going to show you my pre-treatment process and pressure washer. Show you that it can be done safely. And if you have a good pump sprayer like this that's got some good pressure, you actually might not even need a pressure washer. You just simply wash it down. Most of that dirt's going to fall down off the car, not be a big deal. And just for the purpose of the video, I'll show you. You don't actually have to use a pressure washer here and still get good results, just like this panel here. Okay, so same thing. So it ran, a lot of that water ran down, carrying a lot of that dirt and debris because it is encapsulating the dirt. Yes, it works on carbon fiber, no problem. Another thing to note, if you're using a rinseless wash, there is a there's a dilution that you need to follow, and if you don't follow it, it's not a huge deal, but you will notice streaking if you've got too much product in there, not the right amount, especially on black paint like this. You will notice it. And so if you want the best finish possible, make sure you follow the directions. This one's 256:1, which is 1 ounce per gallon. I'm actually going to swap to a new drying rag because I'm noticing just a little bit of streaking because my towel's a little too wet. Much better. Yep. And once you make your first pass, you'll have a little wetter side here, so just flip your towel and buff it completely dry to perfection. Now if you have an actual drying towel, be my guest. It'll save you using these towels. I just personally like to use these for my own satisfaction. Okay, now I'm gonna show you my application of the tire dressing to make sure we get a high shine. First thing I'm gonna do is make sure the tire is completely dry. You wanna make sure that the tire is able to bond well with your chemical. Now I use McGuire's hyper dressing, and I use that because it's water-based and you can dilute it. You can dilute it 1:4, 1:1, however shiny you want your tires to be. You can make it that way. You just test it, practice with it, whatever you want to do. So now that the vehicle is completely clean, the last thing I want to do is just spray this willy-nilly on the car, on the tire, because the overspray from it can scatter all over the vehicle's paint, and you're going to notice these little dots everywhere if you do that. So what you want to do is simply take a brush of choice and spray into the brush. Okay, this is going to save you a lot of headache down the road. Last thing you want to do is chase those spots around the car after you just cleaned it. And you simply apply it to the whole tire, just like this. Now I want to say, I believe that I usually do a 1:1 ratio with this tire shine, and it provides that perfect balance between high gloss shine and a natural finish. Sometimes you can, if you want, if you know, you kind of judge it based upon the customer and what they want. You can ask them how shiny would they like their tires. I usually don't. They're generally happy with the results